Hey, everybody. We're back today
Hola.
on the last panel, and we got Professor Savage Dad here. What's up, my man?
What is up, dude? It is nothing much, man. It's been a good Saturday. Thankfully, at least one members of the Eagles receiving core is providing me with points today, so I'm considerably less frustrated with my fantasy today. But
I'll be honest. I'm in like 4 different leagues, right? One of the leagues, it's funny because one of the leagues that I've been good at the last few years, I thought, well, I don't pay to be in that league. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draft
yeah,
dudes like that I think might be good, but they're probably not. So like every week I just go for matchups, and if something pops off, like I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna grab that. So like
yeah.
I ended up picking up like Darren Waller, a few guys. Like my team today in my pay league, like, dude, I have 6 guys. I have 6 guys left to play, right? And I have
Oh shit.
131 points still. So
That's a nice way to start the day for sure.
yeah,
We're not even at the 1 o'clock games yet. Shit.
yep. So yeah. So I'm doing pretty good today. Hopefully it carries over. But today we are here to talk about one of the Absolute Universe books. We're going to talk about Absolute Superman Year 1, the full year.
Yeah, the whole all 12 of the months is.
Yes. And I
I
think
just finished last
that
night.
this book in particular, I think for me, this is probably my favorite out of the Absolute books. I would think
I would definitely say I think I would definitely agree with you so far.
it seems like it's the most consistent and the most it's been built up the best. I will 100% say that.
It's been it's been a 12-month arc, dude. They shouldn't even do a 6-issue trade. I know they did already, but
Yep.
really you need like the first 13 issues to get a whole story out of it. But yeah,
Yep.
consistently good writing, and Batman's been consistently good writing as well. You know me, I'm back and forth on the art, but the art in this book, dude,
Art's
it
fantastic. The colors,
just banger the whole
in
way
this
through.
book too
The
are
the
great.
the coloration, everything top to bottom, pencils, the inking, the coloration, like all the Brainiac stuff, dude. That take on Brainiac, man.
Yeah,
That's
and I
yeah, man.
you wouldn't normally think like because when you think Superman, right? And I was the one of the people that whenever this started, right? And we read Batman #1, and I was like, I liked it a lot, but I was also
Yeah,
like, it wasn't different enough for me because I want the Absolute stuff to be different, right? And that's why when I
yeah.
read Martian Manhunter, I was like blown away because I was like, this is different. This is fucking completely
I
different.
need
But
to. I got to read some more of those. The art is
yeah,
weird. It's
it's
like a
very
hippie abstract painting. It's so
it
weird, but
totally is. It's like a
this,
postmodern abstract
yeah,
painting, 100%. But the story was, I thought, incredible. I thought it was done really
yeah,
well. I was like, that's different. But this
yeah.
is
This
different on a
is
scale that has familiarity. But Jason Aaron, I would have never thought, just because, like, he wrote Thor for years. He did
yeah.
the Avengers. The way that he did this book with the brutality that is in it, I don't see anybody else getting that
Yeah, I
from
don't think that,
the
and
writing.
nobody's ever really approached Superman this way before. This is a very, very, very different take on Superman.
Yes.
Uh, yeah, this might be one of the farthest from from Go that there is. I mean, especially for a character this big, like this might be. And what's weird though? What's weird? Like I say, it's a different take, but it isn't a different guy. Like it isn't.
No,
It
right.
isn't
It's
not
still there.
Kal-El. It isn't
Right.
not. It's still the things that make it so far. It's still the things that made him Superman.
Mhm.
But they've added some depth and some complexity to kind of his origin. I mean, he spent considerably more time on Krypton, and now he's the one thing that they do have that I think is a little different. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, but you can definitely tell he's got a slightly kind of jaded veneer, but I think that's the whole universe.
Mhm.
Being a dark side universe, like any good in the universe is gonna have that taint, that kind of like jaded frustration with how shitty the
Mhm.
universe is. Like, I don't think you can have a universe like this and not, because that's the place it's coming from. That's
Yes.
your origin point. Is this like the universe is shit and people in power are kind of shit,
Mhm.
and you go from there. So you're gonna get a Superman that's kind of very jaded, very anti-authoritarian, and everything else. Whereas, like normal Superman that we're used to, he's very much law and order, and you know, and everything else. But there is no
The Law and
law.
Order here is
Justice.
it's a dystopian
Yeah,
Law and Order.
exactly.
Yes.
Like this one is probably like the only other Superman I've read. Let me see here. Oh, I'm knocking shit over. I was trying to move shit out of the way. Come here, you. I have one in here. Which one is this? So these right here, like I don't know. Did you ever see the Earth ones?
Oh yeah, I have all of them. Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I really liked these. I
Mhm.
kind of wanted to see more of it. It was a good story arc. A
Yeah, Earth
little
One
bit
is
of
is good in my opinion.
it was. This was really good. It did make up for some of the things that Straczynski did to Spider-Man that make me hate him. But
Yeah, well, that's the thing though. Straczynski Spider-Man has some of the highest highs, but some of the lowest lows, man.
yeah,
Some of the
dude,
lowest
seriously,
of
like.
lows.
But oh yeah, and then our guy, you know, not our guy, but a certain particular artist that's blocked me on X in here. You know, good job on the book. I can't
No,
get
you can't
shit on
knock his
Shane
skills.
Davis's. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
you
can't
can't.
knock
You
his
can't.
skills as an
No,
artist. I
no.
can knock his skills as a man, but
As a
as an
person.
artist,
Yeah.
yes, as a person and a man afraid of handshakes. But you know, the art was great. Straczynski's work on it was great. I mean, this is one of those things that also makes me like this is how long into it some of these guys that ended up in Comicsgate were working still for DC. It's like, I don't think you guys were canceled. I think there
No.
was maybe some personality conflicts or some lateness of stuff, but it was nice. This was the only Earth One book that actually really got to tell kind of a full story. I
Well,
feel like the rest of them
I liked the
didn't get that
Batman Earth
opportunity.
one because
Yeah.
Batman finally did come out with the third one. It finally
Oh,
did
they
come
did?
out. Yeah, the Jeff
Oh,
Johns,
wow.
Gary Frank. Yeah, it finally came out.
Yeah,
And
Gary Frank and Johns are always, I mean, as you know from all of the Ghost Machine books, they're a good team.
mhm.
But
They definitely are. They're a very good team together. I know I have it here somewhere. I know I have them here, but yeah. But anyway, I think for me with the absolute books, I think I took it like this. This is how I took the absolute books. I want main continuity to be just as good, right? But
yeah,
but the way that comics have been going, the main continuity has a lot of the time been left up to who is running the show there. That's what
yeah,
it feels
whoever's
like.
the editor, it's not even the writers. It's like who's an editorial, who's
Right.
you know, who's kind of in charge of
And it started in my
everything.
opinion going real downhill. I know other people will say it was way before this, but I was still reading and I was still enjoying. The one that got me was the destruction of Alfred. I thought changed a lot of things because that was 100% an editorial decision. Dan DiDio, like people blame Tom
Dude,
King, but what it was Tom King killed him, but he admittedly wanted it to be a fake out with Clayface, and DiDio was like, no, he's dead.
dude,
He's done. That's it.
I could not believe that Dan DiDio found work at DC after Marvel shit canned him for how shitty he was. It was like, why are you picking up their scraps? He's like sucked. Let him just go. Like,
let him
don't
fade off
bring
into
him.
the wind. Yes.
Yeah, he sucked at Marvel. Why would you bring him to DC to continue sucking? What the hell is the point of this?
So whenever they talked about the Absolute Universe, right? I was like, okay, well, it'll happen when it happens. But whenever I saw Scott Snyder on Comic Pop, which is a channel I always say, go watch their stuff. If you want to watch stuff like Back Issues, I think that's a great show. Sal is like an encyclopedia when it comes to fucking comic books. That dude's been reading forever and just never stops. And when I saw Snyder on there and he started talking, I was like, oh, this isn't really happening, right? And the one thing that I thought was great is he was like, we're not he's basically running the show. Him and he's the guy. And then Jason Aaron has say in it. The editorial they are letting us do what we want because it is a side universe. I think they thought it was going to be successful, but not nearly as successful as it was. Because I mean, even books like Martian Manhunter, where no one's Martian Manhunter hasn't had a good run since Ostrander. Everyone is like failed or been swept under the rug. He's always just been like, it's like Red Tornado. It's like those dudes work with the Justice League, but kind of outside of there, it's like
like Mr. Miracle.
Right.
Had that one.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, it was It was this Tom King run that actually, I mean, even I read it and it wasn't bad. I liked it.
It's all right.
Even though
it's
I
all right.
don't
Yeah.
like Tom King, but it's like, you've got these characters that have these kind of once in a lifetime runs. Who was it that did Animal Man back? I think it was a New 52 Animal Man.
Oh, I was just saying Grant Morrison's Animal Man is the one that I know.
Yeah, Grant Morrison's Animal Man. Was it him? I could have sworn that there was something about
his is the run that everybody loves. I know that. Like, I have that. I have the Omni of that. Or
I think it was a New 52 they did a New 52 Animal Man that was pretty popular, at least at the time. But you never hear about him either. He just kind of one of these characters you get maybe a shot with. Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. Who's done anything with Swamp Thing since then? Nothing.
Well, that was another thing. Like the Alan Moore Swamp Thing was fantastic. And the last time that I remember, I'm sure there's been things that Swamp Thing has done, but the last thing that I remember Swamp Thing a lot for was like his run with Starman. Like there was that massive, I'm sure there's been more. Like I said, I'm sure there's been more. And I think Jeff Lemire is the one that did the Animal Man in the New 52. I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, maybe that was the one.
Because
they had a positive run there too.
I'm reading the JSA right now by Jeff Lemire, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. I
think I was reading JSA while he was on it for a bit. I don't remember.
He's doing the new JSA right now. I'm not sure.
Oh, the Right Now one. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I read Johns's and somebody else.
I love Johns's. Fucking JSA is fantastic. I love that. I like the Hawkman run he's done too. But yeah. So I thought when I heard that interview, I was like, okay, this has potential, right? This has potential to be cool because I like Snyder's Batman. Not every single thing, but overall, it was a positive run. I thought he's very good at creating characters, and then DC's really bad at going, ooh, we love those characters. Now let's beat them into the ground. You created the Batman Who Laughs, who was awesome when it first happened. Well, we're gonna make 9 million Batman Who Laughs, fucking comics, and
everyone who laughs too. Let's do all the other laughs. Green Arrow that laughs, or something.
Yeah, it's like Jesus.
No one is worse than Marvel at that shit, though, man. The fucking Spider-Verse is
oh my god, dude.
Peak dog shit.
Yeah.
Period. Mm-hmm. They did it once as a one-off, and you know what? It was a cute crossover idea that they should have I don't know, killed Madam Web and burned every rest of the universes out of existence.
But then we couldn't have got that awesome Madam Web movie, dude. Like, what do you mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, yes, Sydney Sweeney in the Spider-Woman costume. Okay, but you know what? We could have just made that with AI, and we all would have liked it just as much.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like the Sydney Sweeney thing with it's like how in the new Superman movie they have Cat Grant basically for that one scene at the end when she's jumping up and down. It's like
exactly.
There you go. That's what you do with that
I don't
character.
even know who was playing Cat Grant. I just
all I just remember was boobs.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, is there more to Cat Grant really though?
It's so funny though, but my mom finally saw that movie, right? And she goes, so I see they got boobs to play Cat. And I was like, you're like 90. Don't talk about boobs, please.
Yeah, it's super awkward. Like, no, Mom. No.
She loved the Lois and Clark show, so she knows Superman.
I always hear that people Lois and Clark that's the
Dean Cain one.
That was
Terry Hatcher.
The Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher. That was great. I hear good things about the one that was on CW. So, I was burned out on DC CW by then.
So I've started to watch. I've watched the first 3 episodes, and I do enjoy it. I've never watched any of the DC stuff on CW.
Oh, I watched
I just don't watch television that much. So
treat yourself to the first 2 seasons of Arrow and the first couple of seasons of Flash as well.
I know Arrow's good because my wife loves those shows. So I've seen episodes, but I've never sat down and watched like.
Give yourself like the first season of Arrow. They really fucking tamed it back a fucking lot, and then it eventually got campy and dopey, and they ended up they canceled the show or whatever, and the Flash went on forever though, and like Grant Gustin as Barry Allen, like he got the character. He really actually, I think, got the character. They did a good job of it. They made some of the kinds of changes to characters that they did in the era, and obviously, the later it went on, the worse it got. But the first couple seasons were great. They were tons of fun, man. I would love to see television like that again today. Like bring back the good 1 hour procedurals.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't care what network it's on. As long as it's done well, it could still it doesn't have to look pristine like everything. I can suspend my disbelief for, a superhero show as long as it's written competently and they stick true to the spirit of the characters. And I'm not confused as to why something I've read for years, a character is making decisions that are just like, what the hell? Like, what do you that he wouldn't do?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think later in the series, it started to veer off in that direction. But like the first few seasons, it pretty much was like that. It had this, especially Flash, it had this air of camp to it that felt very nostalgic. Like they were being campy. There was cheese, but it was competently acted. It was competently written, but especially Grant Gustin was good as Barry Allen. You enjoyed him. You actually liked him. You liked the character. You felt for his growth and the shit that he went through. And the fact that they brought in the Flash from the old 90s series to be his fucking dad, like just awesome. Great shit.
So we're going to get into the Absolute Superman.
Yes.
Which, I went out and bought a bunch of these, and I bought a bunch of variant covers because I'm a dork.
You have a problem. We're gonna hold an intervention. We're gonna open the Mac hold, and we're going to find the portion on interventions, and we will.
Well,
there's a portion in there on interventions.
I can say this: though. I never thought before that I would joke that I had it wasn't until it was actually on a Mac show that because he had Jared on, and Jared from Comics League, he reads a lot, right? And he was talking about all the stuff that he has and he's reading monthly, and then he was like, they were like, Laps, what do you read? And I had to count, and I was like, oh yeah, I have an issue. I was
you've been in the floppies, and I'm bad with that, but I got I've got so much shit that this one I'm reading ahead because I have a review tomorrow with it. But yeah, I decided that this will be my last. I'm done. This is the last thing I am buying, probably until Christmas, short of my kids' floppies.
What's up, Greg? What's up, Michael?
I will do nothing else. I swear. If you see me posting that I picked up another book, I need to be lambasted. I need to be ridiculed for my lack of self-control. But King of Spies is my last.
I knew whenever I was Looking at Amazing Spider-Man, and I was like, why am I still buying? Why am I doing this?
Even at that point, I was like, I think he's got a problem.
Why am I doing this?
We're gonna Gray and Lunchbox and some other guys and I are gonna get together. We're gonna try to hold an intervention. Just fair warning.
So we're gonna talk about Jason Aaron's run on Absolute Superman. So I'm gonna give my overall, like we talked about. I definitely like it. I think it is worth reading, 100%. It's obviously a different take, but with where the regular Superman book, Williamson Superman book, I thought it hadn't been that great for a while, and the last 4 issues started bleeding over. They're finally starting to bleed over into the Absolute universe, and it's been done very well. I was surprised that in those 4 issues they didn't just blow their load. and just full bore. There's crossovers here. They're actually taking their time with this, and I'm very surprised. So I'm hoping that it goes well. Absolute Evil just came out. It's for the bad
So
guys.
is this the
Go ahead.
crossover between Absolute and Mainline, basically?
Not Absolute Evil. Absolute Evil is just the bad guys in the Absolute universe. I think Joker is supposed to be like one of the main guys who's pulling strings outside of Darkseid, because there's
Yeah.
the Legion of Superheroes is in the Absolute universe is Darkseid's army. They're like all of them
Okay.
are bad, and just like it's bad. But the guys like in Gotham and a few other places, it feels like Joker is the one who's pulling the strings. Like he unleashed Bane on Batman. He was the guy
Yeah.
behind Black Mask. And I'm not sure. I'm not
Okay.
sure about if he was the guy behind Mr. Freeze, because I think that was just something that happened, like because they didn't allude to anything like that. So I'm sure at some point Freeze will be with Joker, because I don't think he's dead. So
Yeah.
but the regular Superman book, Superman went to go find Booster Gold. So, and he found him, and he was like in the Darkseid universe, but he hasn't seen any of like the absolute heroes.
Oh, okay.
He's been fighting with the Legion of Superheroes. So it's
Okay.
like
I
they've been
thought there was going to be a crossover coming.
there is going to be at some point. That's why I'm saying I'm surprised that it's been a full year and they haven't. And whenever Superman did go into that universe, I'm surprised they didn't just, here's Absolute Batman, here's this. They're actually taking their time with it. And
That's
I'm
good.
Like, that's mind-boggling in today's world with comics. Hey, what's up, Z? What's up, Grey Poupe? What's up, Michael? How you guys doing?
What's up, dudes? What's up, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's all the MSK All-Stars here in the chat. What's up, dudes?
You can't. Z does not want to be referred to as a Mac All-Star. He told me, he said, do not call me a Mac All-Star ever again. So I was like, well, you're not really one, but like,
yeah. You're an unofficial associate to the Mac All-Stars, but really, I mean, WZ, what's worse, being a Mac All-Star or being the Mac Chronicler? You are the official chronicler. You realize that.
Yeah, the Mac Hold is going to be, the Mac Hold, the Macronomicon, the Dark Mac. It's got to be
yes.
written.
It does. It does. We have to put I know we should do a crowdfund for it, and then we'll put it out before most of the Comicsgate books have come out.
Oh, of course you did. You could get a full 12 fucking comic series if I wrote it, and I suck. It would still come out though.
We'll just use AI art, and we'll just write some MSK shorts, or we could just publish MSK shorts on X. We just need an artist.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
So give your overall opinions on the book. Like, what do you think? Because it would be impossible for us to go like through every single book.
Oh yeah, we would be here half the day trying to go through the whole book. So like I guess so if I was to kind of look at the story as a whole, you're looking at kind of the beginnings, and that's what one of the things that, like, at first I wasn't sure if I liked it, but they've managed to keep up with it, and they're telling you in tandem his story on Earth and his story of how he left Krypton. They've taken a whole year to kind of build up, how fucked up Krypton was. And even though I don't like the portrayal of the bullshit with Jor-El in the Superman movie, it is one of the bigger flops of that part of that movie. Like that whole thing for me just fell flat. Like,
I didn't care for it.
Yeah. And there's a million ways that they could have wrote their way out of it. It was like James Gunn wanted to do this. You didn't have to do this. You could have had that and used that have Lex use that against Superman, whatever. That's fine. And at some point you just kind of find out it's a bunch of fucking monkeys in a back room, or the video was actually bullshit because the engineer interpreted it wrong, or whatever the fuck you want to say.
Right.
But there's so many ways to write your way out of it.
I think they're using that for Supergirl, and I think that's why she is the way she is. But I still believe that didn't have to
Yeah,
Anyway,
and you
go
don't
ahead, go
need
ahead, go ahead.
Supergirl to be the way she was. You don't need
Yeah.
the Supergirl to be that either. Like, you don't need any of that. But that's the thing. Like, I appreciated in this that you got to see that there was there's this dichotomy going on here where you've got like, you know, what a very strong caste system. Think, India or some shit,
Mhm.
or old, Great Britain and shit, where it's very, you're this and this is what you are, and we're this and the people in charge were shitty authoritarian dickbags, and they fucked over the planet. They fucked over all the people on the planet and everything else. It sucked. And I like that they're building that story up. But and I almost actually kind of like that you're seeing Kal-El realize, like, he's there seeing what went wrong with Krypton and why that kind of structure to society was dog shit.
Mhm.
And he brings that kind of mindset with him to Earth. Like I was saying before, he's like slightly jaded to authority and the shit going on there with what was the damn name of the company? What did they call the company?
Which one?
The company that rules everything, that buys all the land.
Damn
Like,
it.
I'm brain
I know
farting
it's
on it.
not I know I keep thinking the Omega Men, but they're the ones that go up against.
Yeah, the Omega Men go up against them. There's the Peacemakers that are kind of the army of this company, for lack of a better term. But they seem to be running things in the United States for lack of a better understandable structure, really. But it's basically these shitty people versus these rebels that are trying to stop the shitty people, and Superman's a bit on their side, but he really just doesn't want any fucking thing to do with humans. Like, every time he gets involved, things go wrong. He doesn't understand what's going on. He showed up on Earth with even though he was older, no real understanding that the Yellow Sun would do the things it did, and he kind of had to learn very hard how fragile humans are compared to him, and how
Lazarus
powerful
Corporation.
Yes, the Lazarus Corporation, which as soon as I read that, I knew where it was going.
Mhm.
Like, okay, we know where we're headed with this. It's kind of interesting to see it in the Superman book, but you get to the point.
But it was the same with me. I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. But yeah. We'll get to him in a minute, because I actually love the portrayal of Ra's al Ghul in this. I think
I think it's a very
brutal.
In all honesty, it's Ra's al Ghul in this, the take on him isn't so far removed from him normally as Superman is. Kind of that take is different. Like, Raz is almost still kind of him, just a little. It's like a cross between him and what's his name? Oh, come on. All right, I'm gonna look this up really quick. I know who I'm trying to think of. From DC, what is his name? Come on. Yes, Vandal Savage. It's like Ra's al Ghul and Vandal Savage had a fucking baby, and this is it.
It is.
Yeah.
He's got the stature of Vandal Savage. He's got the stature of Vandal Savage.
And the mindset
and
everything.
Of Ra's. Yeah. It's
I think that's
crazy,
a great
man.
take. I hope they just leave them like that. Like, don't need two other immortals.
As do I. And I think so. He basically, I like the fact that Clark was on Krypton for a lot longer and got to see what was going on, because they have the class system there. You got the science class, and they're like the top people, and then you got like the farming class and the laborers and all that stuff like that.
Yep.
And it's a story as old as time. Like, the working class wants to rise up and tries to explain to these people, like, look, the shit that we're doing is destroying the planet, and it's really going to be destroyed. And when you find out that some of these idiots, they already knew it, and they had ships only enough for like the high end people to leave, it was like, oh snap, that's crazy. So one of the bigger things that is in this that I thought was really cool was the big play on the suit, with Soul being in there. What do you think about the AI Soul and how
it's interesting, because I don't understand where, like, what its capabilities are. Like, is it influencing or affecting or maybe helping control his powers in some way?
I think that's
or
I think that's what it is, because I think if unchecked, he would just be so freaking powerful.
yeah,
Like that's
that
what I
he's
think. I think it like regulates the sun too with him, because they've shown
yeah,
that
it helps him.
this is like a very, very powerful Superman. This isn't like,
Yeah,
a not like, I would say the animated series Superman that can be strong when we want him to, but then other times can get beat up by, Parasite or whatever. But this is one that's
yeah,
like their only recourse is kryptonite, and they've established that. And I thought that was
yeah,
smart to do, because when you have kryptonite, it comes out of nowhere and it's always like, oh, that's it. But they established it earlier on, like, this is the only thing that we can use to take him down. We have tried other things and it doesn't work. Now, until other characters get in play, I thought it was smart to do that, because like you said, this has been a whole year arc, and it's still going on because the 12th book ended in a cliffhanger. And I thought that it was cool that even though they have smaller storylines that end, the main overall antagonist of Ra's al Ghul, this has been going on for quite some time. Ooh, I lost him. So until he gets back here, I'm going to talk. So they've done a lot in this particular book to quell the misunderstanding that Superman as a whole represents hope, because he does. He wants to establish the hope that's vacant from this universe. There is no hope left in this universe. There we go.
sorry.
No,
Oh,
you're good.
can you hear me? No, my camera froze. I don't. My browser just pooped on me. So give me a second. Let me reset the camera.
Yep. You'll have to redo your mic too.
Is the mic? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It just went back
okay.
to like where I can hear a lot of the
Oh
background.
yeah. I'm trying to. I don't know what the hell happened there. I hate Chrome, by the way.
So I'm just gonna continue talking here.
Yeah. Go. I'll be fixed in a second here.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute you until your mics or your camera.
Yeah, mute. Yeah, here, let me mute.
Yep. So they've established that the absolute universe run by Darkseid is completely devoid of anything. I keep using the word hope, but hopeful, good. Everything there is so dark. It's so dark to the point of like the regular people having a good day is just not getting shit on. And they got to see that in the regular Superman book that I believe I have over here. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah, here we go. So in the regular Superman book, he's finally crossing over into that with issues. I think it started with 28, but the 29, 30, and 31, he's been going up against the Legion of Darkseid. And I think that that's been smart to do, because the absolute one shot established Booster Gold was the time traveler that went into the rift that was created when they fought Darkseid on the Watchtower. And when Booster went in there, time reset like 5 seconds. So the Justice League doesn't even remember Booster Gold. They don't even remember him being a character. And when he went down into the rift, he was like, okay, where am I? And then he saw the Omega symbols everywhere. And he's like, oh shit, I know where I am. And it was a universe that was established all the way back in Dark Knight's Metal or Dark Knight's Death Metal. But it had been talked about in the Forever People way, way, way back when. It's been a long time that they've been establishing this. And I thought it was really, really cool that they got all of this stuff culminated together. And I was always like, well, where the hell's Booster Gold? It's been forever. Because when you're reading it month to month, 6-7 months feels like a really long time. But if you're sitting down and you're just binge reading, that comes very quickly. So I very much like they've taken their time. So Superman finally goes into the other universe, and he runs into the Legion of Superheroes. And in the Superman continuity, the Legion of Superheroes in his universe were people, heroes from the year 3000 that Superman had done the ultimate good and he was like a worshipped hero because he brought peace to the world and blah, 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 whatever, right? Well, in Darkseid's universe, that's his army. So it totally mind fucked Superman. And while he was there, you find out that the Legion of Superheroes had Booster Gold, and time there obviously acts differently. Trusted us, you fell down, you bastard. So it works differently. So whenever he was there, he had been there, it looked like, for years. He had been chained up. He's skinny. He looks like shit. And Superman finally rescues him. Now, they just got out of that universe. They just got him back with Justice League on the Watchtower. So I'm going to assume that when they finally realize, like, oh shit, Booster Gold, who the hell's that? Because they didn't know who he was. They're going to have a talk with him and he's going to tell them what's going on in that universe. And they're going to have to do a full crossover. But they don't know that there's other heroes there. They don't know about Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman. They don't know about their doppelgangers that are there. So that's going to be amazing, I think. Because I can't wait till Batman meets Absolute Batman. Because Absolute Batman is he's a tank, but he's also, he doesn't kill, but he has no problem maiming. He has zero problem cutting people's hands off and breaking bones and just destroying everybody. So that's going to be interesting. Superman, I think, is going to help balance that Superman out because he is looking for the hope. He is looking to make things better. But like Savage Dad said, he's jaded. At this point in time, he doesn't even want anything to do with humans because of all the stuff that has happened to him since he's been there and the stuff that the humans did to the Kents, I think, really messed him up.
Yeah.
Very badly. Are you there? Okay.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. I just can't
okay,
see
good.
you.
I got that sound fixed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell happened there, man.
Well, your new name is El Gato.
It is.
There.
Hola. Mi amo es El Gato. Why is this not just turning on?
Great said like, comic reviews where the reviewers can actually read it. It's a little different. I know.
Hey, okay. I mean, come on, Gray. MSK's read the books most of the time when we've reviewed.
Well, I can tell you,
he just stopped when he stopped wanting to read them, so he just stopped doing reviews.
No, me and him do reviews. When we do a show, we do reviews. It's just the problem is that it's like, I don't know if he like just skims the books because he gets so much stuff wrong. And I'm like, that's not what happened. He said, hey, Professor, I'm waiting on the Phenomenova review. Dude, listen, he'll send me that book and me and him will review it before him and MSK review it.
Very likely. I'm still looking for where the extra one I had was. It's in one of my long boxes I put away. But yes, it's very likely that that's the way it happened. So MSK was going to do it last Sunday, and then something else came up. I seriously think he doesn't know where the book is. So if I hear from him today and he wants to do it, we'll jump in and do it. Because I mean, that would be, talk about the feat of that, the build up.
I know, it's been how long?
I'm gonna start telling him he's the Ethan Van Sciver of comic reviews.
Dude, he might have a conniption fit. that was the closest thing to an MSK conniption fit. Whenever he, in that like last 2 minutes of the last stream we did, he admitted that he fucks his couch, right? So I was like, so that's your wife? And then he stopped, right?
We've been hearing a lot about her.
And then he was like, so what? And I said, that has to go in the Book of Mac, and he's like, oh, what is it like, like the Scarlet Witch, which book does she have? And whenever I realized it was the Dark Mac or the Mac hole, when I said it, he was like, no, we're not doing this. This is not happening. This is not happening.
Yes. Apparently my camera just wants to keep freezing. What the hell is going on?
Well, we're having technical difficulties. It's all right. As long as your voice is there.
I'm on the screen. Yeah, you can still hear me. And, you see me. I'm just now an avatar of myself because my camera is drunk, apparently.
Z said he has an idea for the couch clip. He just needs more clips to make a video out of it. Hey, dude, whatever you do is going to be
Yes.
phenomenal anyway. So
Yeah. Lapsed and I
Hey.
want to provide you with some recordings from flight control, or the plane to tower or plane to ground for MSK's.
So we have an idea. Yeah, we have an idea. Like, so one of the first things, it was in the first stream of me and MSK. One of the first things that you can watch, like, because like I've told everybody what happened to me in the first stream. It's like stuff that's happened to everybody, you know, like where he just goes off and does all this stuff. And he restarted it 3 times the first time me and him did a show. So I didn't understand what the hell was going on, right? But every time he would do something, he did, you know, his intro thing. And I just said to him, I was like, dude, you have a missed career in, you know, flight traffic control. Like you could direct a plane in from anywhere. And he just was like, what? Like didn't get it. So like I would always mess with him about it. And I do think that would be hilarious having that air traffic control like voice sound and like
exactly
with him directing stuff it, you know, planes in, but like have it like go completely wrong. And the other idea I have is if Z, if you look up on YouTube, just go to Square One Math Man playlist. It's this little TV show that was like after school. It was like a, you know, educational show. Well, they have this thing called Math Man. And it's just this little Pac-Man looking guy. And all he goes is math man. And he solves little equations. And there's a tornado and it's set up just like Pac-Man. And there's a tornado. And if he gets the thing wrong, the tornado chases him and eats him, right? Well, there are parts like videos where he gets it wrong. I thought of like Mac Goes to School and it's Math Man, but we just have it go Mac Man. But it's only shows him getting the problems wrong all the time. And instead of the tornado, it's Gray's mustard jar. And it chases him all around like you dumb bastard. Like, why can't you get any of this right? You know, I thought that would be fantastic. Mac Man. So I thought there's a couple ideas I think would be great. I'm just not good at putting like the faces, blending them onto the actual characters. Yeah, no,
that's even
right.
hard for me to do, and I've done it on occasion, but it is difficult. It's kind of a pain in the butt.
So, yeah, that was our side Mac for the day. Yeah, so they've been building up this storyline really well, man. And when they introduced Ra's al Ghul, so Lois Lane works for the Lazarus Corporation, right? And her dad was it's still kind of the same story. Her dad was a general, worked for Lazarus, and there's an opposing group called the Omega Men, which is interesting because they have the Omega symbol. So it's like, hey, I thought that they would end up turning out to be bad because like the Omega symbol, you know, and it's like the Omega Men sounds like more like freaking, you know, dark side stuff than anything. So, and there was a leader named Primus, and she led the Omega Men. And that's where Jimmy Olsen came into play. And they opposed Lazarus, is what it was building up to. Well, you find out that Ra's al Ghul was actually behind both Lazarus and the Omega Men. He has set up this dichotomy between the two, and Primus is like his right-hand woman. It's like Talia, you know? So it's very interesting that Talia was Primus, and they have this whole thing that's going on between them, and you find out that she was bad. And in the last issue that was out, Jimmy and Lois had been captured by Lazarus and the Omega Men and being held there. And Lois's dad comes to save her. And he gets in there, starts to save her and stuff. And they try to get Superman out. And we're going to talk about Brainiac here in a little bit. I saved not talking about Brainiac.
Oh, yeah.
This Brainiac is, I thought it was awesome, but we'll talk about that. And I'll let you go off on that here in a little bit. So Lois's dad, they try to get Superman, who was captured by Lazarus because Ra's al Ghul has been looking for a son, to the point that the one thing that I said to you that I was surprised that they did, he's been cloning babies, right? And there's this scene where he's talking to his constituents on day while he has this baby and he grabs the baby and he's holding it and you're just like, oh, he's got a baby, that's nice, and he just drops the baby off a building.
Oh
and
yeah, dude, that was pretty.
There's a guy on the ground that's just like, holy shit, there's a dead baby on the ground. And you're like, what? I couldn't believe that. That's when I knew. I was like, oh, okay, nobody is really telling these guys they can't do anything in these books.
Oh yeah, well, dude, that was also like that was the moment where I was kind of like where it clicked for me, where I'm like, okay, this is Ra's al Ghul acting like Vandal Savage. Like that's what the first time I was like, there's a marriage of these two particular characters, the two biggest, most famous immortals. Maybe in all of comics, like when you think of an immortal characters or somebody you're going to think of,
for villains,
definitely for villains. Like, so you bringing them together, it's in all honesty, kind of, it makes a shit ton of sense. Actually, it really works.
Right. So he's looking. Vandal Savage is looking for Ra's al Ghul. Sorry, he's looking for a son, and Vandal Ghul is looking for a son.
Yeah.
Vandal Ghul. Yes, that's what it is. Because it works better than Ra's Savage. But
yes,
he's looking for a son. He thinks that he can take Superman, and this is where we'll talk about Brainiac, and I'll let you talk about this because I know you have a lot to say about Brainiac. Brainiac is going to basically like mind wipe Superman into being basically a savage, and that will be easier for Ra's al Ghul to control, and that will be his son, the one that takes over the whole Lazarus Corp, and he's gonna be Ra's al Ghul's instrument of death. So, and Brainiac, I'll let you go, but Brainiac, the interpretation of Brainiac in this is freaking crazy, dude. The issue of just Brainiac was so that was nuts,
dude. That was nuts. It was like you've got this, basically Brainiac as you know it. It's this self-replicating, knowledge collecting robot, but like at some point, like a fucking defective, psychotic version of Brainiac kills all of the rest of the Brainiacs and takes over, and then starts making fucked up duplicates of itself. And what's even more kind of fucked up and gruesome is that, like, and I know this happens eventually, but they've sped up time, so you've already got kind of a what do I want to say here, kind of like a beyond even a cyborg, you've got a biological, almost entirely but not completely, like more biological Brainiac, like his he's still kind of a robot and there are some cybernetics involved with him, but he's moved to that point where he's mostly organic, I believe.
It's not like the mechanics in him are making him better. The psyche, it's almost like years of inbreeding has totally screwed him up, and it's taking over the mechanics that are supposed to make him better. He's just becoming more crazy and more crazy. The
shitty cloning, the inbreeding, the overall kind of like just complete and utter fucked programming that he had. And he creates, and so basically he's partnered up with the Lazarus Corporation, and he's, Raz's, I don't know what you want to fucking call him. It's not right hand, but he basically runs all of the AI and the technology and everything else, and all of the like fucked up experimentation that these guys do.
Yeah, and it's messed up because when he was working on Superman, Ra's was like, let's leave this psycho to do his thing. He called him a psycho. And I'm like,
oh yeah, exactly.
Him a psycho. You're a fucking psycho.
Exactly,
like,
dude.
Lord.
And it's dude, like the scene where he's like shoveling the waste of the old, like the dead, wasted Brainiacs. I'm like, and he's got like a Brainiac that that's what he was shoveling the waste of the failed Brainiacs. And it was just all of this messy, dead biological slop that they drop down a chute into the end of the thing, and they would just burn it. So he's just hucking this shit into the engine, and it's just like this fucked up what do you call it? Like what were the guys that shoveled the coal into the engine and shit, the shoveler or whatever.
Yeah,
But that was fucked, and that's and it somehow fucked with his mind. But yeah, like going through and kind of seeing the interaction with Brainiac and this take on it was like, this is like some sort of cross between like who would you say they kind of put together here? This isn't Brainiac. He's completely manic. It's a little bit like Joker, but not exactly like Joker. Like it isn't funny. The mania is there.
It reminds me of the maniacalness of the Molecule Man.
Yeah, Molecule Man, definitely there. I was gonna say maybe a little Scarecrow in there or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
The mania of Scarecrow, kind of too. Like it's interesting. Like you think of the more the characters who have clear mania and disdain for like life and good. Like I've always said that like Scarecrow is like the most maniacal. Like Joker is right there, but like Scarecrow, there is nothing redeeming about Scarecrow. He was always just an evil piece of shit,
Yeah. And the atmosphere that Aaron creates and with the artist is, dude, that whole issue on Brainiac's ship.
That was the peak of the colors, man. That's
God.
where the green popped, the different
Everything.
colors, the coloration, the inking. Yeah, the atmosphere from this kind of like the color palette is a little dreary. It's always kind of down. It's got this like blue-gray overtone to everything. It's always that's just like you open the book and it looks that way. It isn't popping at you like an Ed McGuinness Superman page that's bright and
I thought as amazing as this looked on there, imagine if this was on the old school paper.
Oh yeah, dude, it would be definitely really interesting. It would be very interesting to see how that works. The colors would be obviously a little different, but it would be you could have some darker tones there with depending on the way the paper is. Like the paper these days isn't anything. You're slapping a printout over it, so you don't really. The paper, you could print it on anything. Even the whole process of glossy printing is the paper doesn't matter almost. It's all about thickness. That's it. Like before, you had to color grade your actual paper and shit. Like you had to have a specific tone of paper to have the ink hit the right way. But yeah, dude, it's the take with Brainiac is great. That's definitely the most maniacal Brainiac we've run into, and probably ever. I don't think Brainiac is usually more cold. And that's what made him a little more frightening. He was very cold and calculated and well thought out and everything else. This Brainiac is just fucking nuts. It's just nuts.
Insane.
Evil monster. A completely different kind of enemy, completely different kind of way to fight it.
He's like a crazy Dr. Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
Brainiac.
Yeah.
And so I thought that the interpretation of Brainiac was really cool. Very different, but really cool, man. Really cool. And he's more obsessed, it seems like, how our Brainiac is obsessed with going out and collecting pieces of planets and culture. This one is like completely obsessed with creating the greatest of Brainiacs, but he can't. And it drives him insane. And whenever the Brainiac who was originally there was 3 that were like helpers, and they were just shoveling Brainiacs for, failed Brainiacs. And finally this one like rose up, but he was also a defective one. So it was like, he shouldn't have been thinking that way. He was not programmed to think. He was programmed to do this. And when he gained basically sentience and basically erupted and took over the ship, which, by the way, like I said, the atmosphere in that ship, when I was reading it, it was just dreary and doom filled. And it was like on a razor's edge. I was waiting for something to happen. I was like, something is going to happen and it's not going to be good.
It was so much darker. Like, I mean, the book itself has kind of a dreary tone. Like everything is drawn like it's being lit through a fucking cloud or something, Like the whole book, every issue you open, it looks kind of that way. It's not the scenes back on Krypton, like there's some brightness to them, but it's like the whole book kind of has that veneer to the way the color palette is chosen. It's not like if you opened up like a Batman Superman drawn by Ed McGuinness back in the day, and the pages are just like they're bright, they're super. The color palette is like hopeful and has this nice energetic tone. That's not what they're doing here, but that's it. That's the thing, though. That's the point of the universe. It's a universe created out of Darkseid's Omega energy, so it's going to. This is how it's going to look,
Right. So I very much like that interpretation, and I'll say this: even though she's in it quite a bit, Lois still has that spunk and wanting to get down to what's really going on. But I like this version of Lois. I think it's cool to see her not just being a reporter that gets put into situations where she can't get out of it. Like, this is a Lois that followed in her dad's footsteps. She became a soldier.
Yeah.
But she also saw what was going on with Lazarus, and her infatuation with Superman is different. It's not a love yet. I don't know if that's where they're going to go.
Yeah.
But it's like, she's just as infatuated with him as, say, Raish is, but for different reasons, because she sees the good that he's done. Because at first she was, full on Lazarus. We got to take this alien down. We can't have this guy going around fucking up stuff that the Lazarus Corps doing. Like, just from the first time that they met, where Superman was helping somewhere in Brazil, some miners who were, basically, if you don't get us this, you're going to die. So Superman gets a whole bunch of it. And they're like, how the fuck did you get all this? Like, what's going on? He created a worse problem where the guys thought, the peacemakers are like, are you holding out on us? How did you just make all this appear out of nowhere? And it's like, God damn it. It's like, no matter what you do in this universe, like you said, it's created by Doom and Dread.
Yep.
It just doesn't matter. So, and that's why I think when our Superman gets there, that's going to help this Superman. But we just don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. And I think it sets up for an interesting dynamic, in my opinion. I think it sets up because, when these characters meet the other ones, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, in my opinion.
I think that's what I thought I'd heard, that they were planning kind of a line-wide crossover for most of these characters with their.
There's going to be. I'm just not sure when it is happening.
Yeah.
And I would assume that it's going to be like a year-long story, because that's kind of what DC's been doing, with Dawn of DC. That was like a 2-year thing. This All In has been going on for about a year now, a little bit over a year. And I definitely like it. I like the portrayals of the characters that we have in it. I like where the story is going. When it's good, like you said, when they ended on the cliffhanger of them invading Smallville, of the Lazarus Corps going to Smallville, I was like, damn it, I want to see what happens next. Like, it was genuinely invested in it.
Yeah. That was really cool. I was like, oh man, a cliffhanger. But and what's great is it's like, you've been getting this kind of build up to Superman, because you kind of get a good feel for the character, but you don't kind of see the character being him. He's just been on the run. He's just been fighting through the shit with Lazarus, and they've done a really good job building a year's worth of story out of, this kind of escape act that he's trying to do, and like going through who he is, the background with Krypton and everything else. And it is a very good buildup. It's been paced really well. They didn't just blow the load in the first issue or two. You're getting a lot of character development, a ton of world building.
Yes, huge. A lot of
being done well.
A lot of world building.
It's being done so. I mean, you're getting world building not even just for this, but just for for the absolute Earth writ large. I would say you're going to see a lot more of it. I would imagine at some point you'll see stuff about Lazarus Corp bleeding into Wonder Woman and into Batman as well. Like, how do you avoid something as big as what Lazarus Corp is with the rest of these books?
Well, I can tell you that in one of the books, in Martian Manhunter, when he was walking down one of the streets, there was a bunch of spray painted like Omega Men symbols. So there is some of that stuff. Same with Batman. There was one in Batman. So I'm just glad that they're taking their time, because
it'll be what would really be interesting.
Good.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying, I think it's surprising that, usually if this was something else, they would have blown their load in like the 6th issue. And
most current creators can't help it, because they don't have the chops to fill in these gaps. They just like, ooh, I want to do this, and then you have one issue and then issue 2, and they do that, as opposed to like, I want to do this, but I want to build something out of it, which that's something. Yeah, that's something that I think a lot of like when we've had alternate universes in the past, like I think that was a bit of the problem that like what was it, All-Star Batman had back in the day, and that and Jim Lee's inability to turn anything in at all on time. I think that one had it was trying to push to get something, and I think like even though it turned out really good, All-Star Superman, another great, quite different take on Superman. That one turned out good, but it didn't feel like that one was built to like go the distance. That was like, here's a statement of a way we want a Superman kind of that we want to portray, and then boom, they did it, and it was just like you could see it was a fully wrapped up story, and they didn't really need to do anymore. Like it's actually one of the things I like about All-Star Superman, since that universe kind of never got off the ground, is that at least we got a whole story out of it from beginning to end. And
the All-Star Batman is amazing as it looked. My God, that was so just awful.
I don't know what was up with that. A rare Frank Miller L on that one. Like
Frank
seriously.
Miller going. I think that was the first of like Frank Miller's going down the rabbit hole, being crazy, because like Holy Terror came out and it was just like, good Lord, what happened to you, man? What happened to you? How many mushrooms have you eaten since then? Like, what's going on?
Far too many.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he's cured himself. Even though I know it'll never happen, I have this like vague hope in my mind that somehow, some way, DC and Marvel would spend the money to put the Millers together for an Old Man Logan Dark Knight crossover, as we got on the back of Batman Deadpool. I would buy all the covers of that.
That would be yes, if it was just a 2-book story that had beginning, middle, and end. Like, the beginning and then half of the end, stuff like that. That would be great especially if they let them collaborate, because they could do something very cool.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. If you got the DC side, you got Frank Miller writing it, and then the Marvel side, Mark Miller writes the Old Man Logan.
Just don't let Frank Miller draw it. That's all. Don't let him draw it anymore. Don't let him draw anymore, please.
It was all right at the time. I've never been a huge fan of it. It's okay, but yeah, it's not. No, go and hire Steve McNiven to draw the whole fucking thing. I am right? That was McNiven. Am I on crack? No, I'm not on crack. Am I? Let me see. Yeah.
Old Man Logan. Let me see. I know I have it here.
I'm pulling it down. Come on, don't knock my model over. Yes, Steve McNiven. I was not on crack. There we go. Yes. Give me the crossover between these two, though. God, that would be so good. And then you could do the Old Man Dark Claws as the amalgam at the end. That would be hilarious. Like, just fantastic. I'm here all day for it. So much money to be made off this. Like, Marvel, DC, just take. You don't have to pay me. Just give us what we want to read.
Yeah, just give us what we want.
Yeah. Give me.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
it's so good.
Oh, dude, McNiven, dude. A guy you don't hear enough about these days. I wish you could see, man. There was such good talent back then, man. I don't know where they've gone. We have to scrape by with, 5, maybe 5 great artists today.
So there's like in my regular Dan Mora, obviously.
Yeah.
Who's doing like 9 million books and gets them out all on time. I just don't understand like how he's doing this. One that is amazing, but it does take him forever, is Jason Fabok, because you look at Rook Exodus and you're just like his stuff just looks so much better than, in my opinion, everybody else's, but you take it from, it's going to take him forever to do stuff. So it's like, I can put him up there as an amazing artist, but not a guy that, you're going to get stuff month to month.
Yeah, he's not going to be consistent.
No. Amazing, but just like not.
Yeah.
So, who else? The Jorge Jimenez, I think, is fantastic. Um, the one that surprised me the most, because I never heard of him, was when I started reading New Gods and I saw Ethan Cagel's art. That dude blew me away. Like I was like, who the fuck are you? And
Yeah,
why
where
are
did you
you
come
on?
from?
Yeah, where did you come from? And I'm like looking at the New God stuff, and I'm like, this dude is fucking amazing. Like, where the hell have you been? And like, what have you been doing?
I mean, there are a lot of really good artists out there. As much as I, travel
I
in the
love
indie sphere.
I love
Oh
his
yeah,
art, man. It's so good. Fatbox art
oh
is
yeah.
so good, man.
Like, as much as I travel in the indie sphere, there are a lot of really great artists out there that don't see love or work as much as they could. I mean, there are even people you'll find, like, you'll see, like, nobody knew who George Alexopoulos
Mhm.
was by name, but if you know G Prime, if you've ever seen his stuff, like, he does like this political cartoons you'll see on X that get shared all over the place all the time. But like,
Mhm.
I saw this. Well, not I saw this, but so he did a book with Razor Fist called Ghost of the Badlands, a Western comic that I just was like, where's the one scene at here that was just fantastic? Like this here, the big magazine pages that he did, like,
Oh wow. Yeah, that's incredible.
dude, it was so good. It was such, and it's this kind of haunted. Well, maybe he was a real man, maybe he was some sort of haunted figure, but like, just very such the art was fantastic. And like, if you've looked at his comics and stuff that he puts on the web, that's one thing, but like, seeing him, doing something that you can clearly tell that he cared a lot about it. Like, oh yeah, the scene here, like, this one's, everybody saw this around all over the place, like, just like
Oh
this
yeah.
look, the rain, the texture that he put into everything. Like, the guy really poured his heart out into it. I thought like, I don't think they had a falling out, but I think he just realized that he wasn't going to make as much as he thought in an indie book for the crazy amount of work he put into it. And then they did it in black and white, and then he went out and, like, because there was requests for it and people paid more money for it, they colored it. And they, like, his coloring that he did on it was fantastic. Like, everything was him, and it was just like, this is such a gorgeous work, dude. Like, I'd love to see him doing mainstream comics, but he's a conservative artist, so they're never going to
When I
hire him. But
when
he's
I saw
amazing.
when I saw Cagel's art, because I was like, New Gods, okay, whatever. Like, it's not gonna be good. And then like when I saw the sales and it was like up, and I was like, why is it, you know? And then I opened page one and I see his dark side, which looks amazing. And then
Oh wow,
when I turned a couple pages and they showed Metron using the chair and how he sees through the chair, and I was just like, what the fuck am I looking at?
that's
And
wild.
it was really well done. And then the interiors, he draws people differently, like the way he draws the gods and stuff, and like, just incredible art, dude. Like, New Genesis looks so different,
Oh
and
yeah,
like, it's just so cool. And then he'll draw like the other people, he'll draw them very differently. And I'm like, damn, that's amazing, dude. Like, and the interiors in this book are just, I mean, they're so good, man. They're so good. And
yeah.
wait till you see Mr. Miracle. Hold on a second. Let me show you Mr. Miracle and Barda. I was like, damn, dude, like, that looks amazing. I was very happy with picking up this book, because I was never a big Ram V fan. His writing, like on Detective Comics, I know a lot of people liked it, but it was just a little bit weird for me. But
Yeah.
what made me get the book, I was thinking, well, his writing would fit the New Gods. Like, it makes sense. His out there, writing, and it's
Yeah.
been great, man. It's been fantastic.
That was like one of the pieces, like, one of the artists that surprised me most this year. Not a new guy. We've all heard of him before. We've seen Joe Bennett's Hulk before, and we,
Yes.
that everything, they canceled him over something of questionable merit. But like, then I saw his take on outer space with Zalen, and that took me back a bit, dude. I was like,
Yeah, that's cool.
dude, it was like, he's got the the Kirby crackly stars and energy everywhere. Like he's really leaning into some.
I really like this. Like
like
his big Barda looks great. His Mr.
Oh, yeah.
Miracle looks great. Like it's just, yeah, dude.
yeah. See, and this is like that. He's over there. Joe Bennett's doing a ton of stuff for Rippaverse, which I like. I mean, he's drawing like 3 different books there. So him and Chuck Dixon are like best friends now, as far as at least creating half the universe for Eric July there.
Well, that's a
good
team
the
right
art on
there,
that one
Chuck
was
Dixon
good.
and Bennett. That's a fantastic team. Like you
Dude,
can't really go wrong with Chuck Dixon.
Oh yeah, Chuck Dixon's got his Vigilante, which I don't know if he's still doing the. I had so many stories for Punisher, I'm just going to use them for other things thing. But if he's doing that for the Horseman, I'm going to read Horseman. Horseman #1, because it's going to be a regular series now. I did get the first issue of that. I want to read it and see how much Punisher-esque it is. I have a feeling it'll be there because that's what it is. It's a vigilante. But yeah, when it came to the artwork, dude, the Joe Bennett's outer space thing, not what I expected. I'm like, can I get like some Joe Bennett like fantastic?
Speaking of Punisher, did you read this? Did you end up reading this?
I did read that.
Dude, was this not gruesome as fuck?
It was.
I was very surprised at it.
It leaves me like I need another issue to really like.
You need a few more.
There was just not enough there. They should have done a double size. Like it should have been a 48-page at least reintroduction or something, because you're like, okay, amnesia, but what the fuck else is going on?
Yeah, and like what's King, dude, like there was a few scenes in there that left like when Kingpin was talking to that woman, and I was like, okay, it's Marvel, they're not gonna do, and then they pan back and I'm like, oh yeah, they're allowing people to do whatever they want in this book. They would have never done that to a woman in a book.
Yeah, ever. It's what is it? A red band title.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, and I said this when I did talk about it on one of my commuter convos when I was driving into work one day, and I was just like, I doubt they're going to do this, but I would really like them to just leave him outside of regular Marvel. Just tell Punisher stories.
Yeah,
I mean, it's cool when he teams up with Daredevil and Spider-Man, but I don't need him to.
There's another Punisher book coming. I don't know if it's just a one-shot or something. I ordered it. I don't know if it comes out next week or something like that. I can't remember. I'll let you know whenever I get it.
Yeah.
But the next Red Band book I think comes out in a couple weeks. So I'm definitely
I might check it out. I want
to see it. I usually give books like 4 to 6, unless it's just garbage. Well, I can't say that because
unless you're just still reading Amazing Spider-Man.
I haven't stopped reading that. I don't know how long, dude. Like, and I'm like,
you're just so used to it.
I know, it's bad.
It's very
We'll wrap up here. Overall thoughts and your likes of Absolute Superman.
So the take, Jason Aaron's writing. I've been back and forth on Jason Aaron. I've seen good stuff from him. I've seen stuff I didn't enjoy. So, like,
loved his Thor run, his Avengers run, meh.
Yeah, his Avengers one wasn't great. I mean, I'm back and forth on some of his Thor. Some of his Thor I really liked. Some of it
I liked the first 26 issues. After that, after the God Bomb, I was kind of like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah. And then his Avengers was meh. But what did he do? Didn't he do the Bug Wars thing recently?
Yes.
That was another one of his, right? Yeah, that was kind of interesting. I'm actually I only picked up the first issue of it, and it kept selling out. So I just said, all right, it's too late. I'll get it in trade when it comes out. But that was kind of an interesting indie thing that he did. So what else? I feel like there's something else of his I've read that was pretty good. No, I don't remember though.
I know he did. I'm not sure how many issues, but he did stuff on the IDW Ninja Turtles, the TMNT.
Oh,
that would be sold out. Yeah. That's sold out like
that dude. Quick. The IDW original trades, like the beginning trades of the IDW stuff, has been on my to pick up shortlist for quite a while, but I've committed to the idea that I've got to finish at least 5 trades before I'm going to pick up another fucking trade. So,
I
period.
Understand that. I understand that. Like I went out and
Yeah.
bought the trades for the turtles are fantastic, by the way.
Yep,
These
that's-
are
I mean-
incredible, and I like that they come with bookmarkers.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. That's I think they're the library edition is what they call it, because that's how like
These are so nice,
one
man.
was.
These are so
Okay.
nice.
mess up the slip cover, but yeah. So like the King of Spies 1, not even a normal size format. Like they sold out of this in the regular whatever. So you've got this like extra long library format that Dark Horse put out. Dark Horse actually probably one of the most consistent quality, like they're always putting out library formats that are nice and they always end up being on sale somewhere cheap. But yeah, a nice little ribbon here for the book.
Yeah,
for the bookmarker. I love that.
that's
Definitely
real cool.
cool.
Yep.
Let's see what else.
That's a nice presentation for your graphic novel trade. You know, that's a really nice presentation for it.
Like I get these library editions as well. Dark Horse loves putting these out.
That's phenomenal. That's the people don't realize
Big advertisement.
how much when you get something like that, how much of a difference it makes the pages like that are that.
Oh yeah,
up so fucking awesome. That's why I'd like the absolute not absolute universe, but absolute or Superman Omni right here. It's like this big. It's freaking immense. This one right there.
Yeah.
It is worth buying because it's Busick and John's Superman run. Look how big this thing is.
Oh wow.
And it comes in this awesome case.
Very nice.
It's huge, dude.
Yeah,
it is ginormous.
Nice.
Yeah,
I love.
it has a bookmark too.
I like these. The library editions are nice, dude. I would definitely recommend them.
And Gary
one of the
Frank,
things I was kind of hoping.
Obviously, Gary Frank is the master at catching weird facial expressions. Like he is the best at like just,
oh yeah,
like looking at people and going, "What the hell?"
Yeah, that was one of the things I was hoping I would have seen in a nice big wide format hardcover like this. It's kind of they call it bande dessinée in French. It's French. They're the way they do comics in France, they're all like usually a self-contained story. It's a big hardcover thing, or even like a wide format softcover. They apparently do really well, actually. Apparently, the French comic book industry is still booming, still doing quite good. Lots of different types of stories that they do over there that, I would like to see comics branch out into that a little more in America. I mean, you kind of see it, but it's rare that you get to see like a Western or a nice detective, like crime story or something like. Yeah, those are so much fun. Like, dude, I would love to see like the old Raymond Chandler novels done as a graphic novel. Like so why nobody does that?
We were talking about Earth 1 with the first two.
Oh yeah, there you go.
They did come out with the third one.
Volume 3. Dude, I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I thought the first one they just dropped it because they didn't feel it did good enough or didn't sell enough for some shit, and it never.
They finally they finished the Harvey Dent storyline in it, so
that's good.
Happy about that, yeah. So my final thoughts on Absolute Superman. I think it's very, very good. I'm very happy with it. Still gonna read it month to month. And yeah, I am looking forward to see what Jason Aaron has planned next. I think this is something that kind of revitalized him because you could tell like he's very into it.
Yeah,
and
that was the thing about him too. Like I think he wrote Thor so long that he wasn't even really interested in writing Avengers.
No,
like you say it, Tim, and that's the thing with any of the any creative out there. Like not all of them have the drive to keep doing it forever. Like there are a rare few people out there who you'll find, like Mark Miller. Like he got tired of the bullshit from the mainstream, but the guy isn't like the guy writes like what 5, 6, 7 of his own books that come out pretty freaking regularly. Like he is Miller World, and the whole thing is him and some artists, and it's like, dude. But I mean, it's his own thing, and he makes good money off it, and he sold the rights, made a shit ton of money from Netflix buying the rights for whatever films they do with things, so, or television series. So
Yep.
he takes that money he's made, and now he's doing crowd funds like a professional. He's making more books, putting more stuff out. Like he just loves doing it. And you'll see that like guys like Chuck Dixon still to this day didn't stop writing. He would probably still be doing Batman if DC let him. And I would come back to DC if they brought Chuck Dixon back to write Batman. I'd be there.
Yeah, I'm not enthused with Matt Fractions. Even though it was the first book, I feel he does not fundamentally get the character.
He doesn't seem like a Batman writer to me.
Literally in the first 12 pages, he tells this person that has been working with Killer Croc, who Killer Croc is like regressing. He's changing. He's kind of like turning into like a child, like a soft child in his mind. And he goes,
interesting.
He literally says this. He says, people never really change. And I went, you lost it. You lost me. That's literally all Batman's thing is change. Giving people
that's why he never kills the fucking Joker. Like if he actually thought that, he would have shot the Joker by now.
We can fix him. And literally in the first like 12 pages says that. And I'm like, well, you fundamentally don't get the character.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, you got to do, other guys I would take if DC brought back to write Batman. Greg Rucka.
Rucka's awesome.
That run was Rucka's run, even after No Man's Land, was still so fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
Like Rucka really stuck with it for a while too. I mean, nobody's ever going to get to shape the history of Batman probably like Chuck Dixon ever again. But Rucka had a good turn. Paul Dini could bring me back to reading like regular floppies from DC, like Absolute Superman. I'm probably going to start getting trades from it at the very least when I catch up on my reading.
Right. No. Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Like that's the thing that Mark Millar said is just bring good creatives back to get people back. That's all you're missing, guys. And Jason Aaron Superman, he seems to like it. And it doesn't even necessarily bring good creatives back, but actually spend some time figuring out the right creatives for your book.
For the right care about books, the character? God damn.
Do they know it? Are they interested in it? And don't put guys on fucking books that don't want to write it. Like, as much as I like, let's go all the way back in time. Like, I like Stan Lee, but I don't think Stan Lee would have been a good Batman writer.
No,
he would have been a great Superman writer, though. But I probably would not want Stan Lee writing Batman. That's it's about as simple and broad as I could make a description. Is I don't think he would pull off a Batman at all. But he
did do that one Batman thing where he was actually like a Batman.
Oh yeah, right. I remember they did like what if Stan Lee created all these DC characters for like a second there, and so for that cash grab that they pulled him in on, some of them were all right. It was not all the best though.
But all right, well, I appreciate you doing this show with me, and hopefully the next time we're doing a show, we're talking about Green Lantern. So
in the background blurry now, but there we go. Yes.
Yes, we're gonna finish that. Yeah, we're gonna finish that.
Well, we'll finish. I mean, we'll probably finish it in at least 2 more parts, but we've got to finish up his introduction because we have to talk about Zero Hour.
Yes.
Oh, that and how he dealt with Major Force, because we did stop just before.
Dude.
Again, Comics Code Authority existed at this time, and those two issues I cannot believe got.
Yeah.
Comics Code said, "Yeah, sure, go ahead." Chop a woman up and put her in a fridge.
Yeah, and like just Major Force. Like that's just
just him and the fucking elected. That one scene when I saw that, and it just like the shock I saw, like I'd forgotten how Kyle reacted to that, and I'm like, I appreciate I just a whole more appreciation for how Kyle Rayner comes out, but like I thought to myself immediately, like, I can't believe they showed that.
Comic.
Yeah, like that was I'm here
shocking.
for.
It was
This is
shocking.
Look,
Yeah.
It was very shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, very shocking.
Yep. But
The punnage.
all right, guys.
Yes.
I hope you all have a great day, and we're getting out of here. So thank you very much. And
later, guys.
yeah.
Thanks for stopping by. Gray and WZ, all of the
Michael,
MSK
everybody.
All Stars and the
Mac All Stars.
Yes, the Mac All Stars and the Mac and the Mac affiliated stars. We won't call you all
That's
stars.
true. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Very great.